Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
Following its initial reveal in 2021, Lies of P, coming from South Korean developer Neowiz Games, promises a dark retelling of the fabled Pinocchio, itself an already bleak story. There's no talk of a growing nose just yet, but from what we've seen in Lies of P's gameplay and combat, we're expecting a deeply immersive, memorable experience, punctuated by atmospheric exploration and challenging encounters. Lies of P is one of the most promising action RPGs on the horizon, and here are 15 things to know before buying. A sinister take on an already twisted fable, Carlo Collodi's original 1800 serial The Adventures of Pinocchio was ostensibly a children's fantasy fable, but it wasn't without injury, pain, and death implicit in the storyline. South Korean developer Neowiz Games' interpretation is set to mirror Pinocchio's struggles to safely navigate a chaotic world, but in this version, P already seems strong and powerful, plus he's somewhat partially a real boy, and he certainly doesn't exude the naivety of Collodi's Pinocchio, which made him an easy target for untrustworthy figures. Single-player Souls-like gameplay. Yes, Soulslike has become somewhat of a catch-all term for action RPGs with swift, challenging combat and deeply explorative environments. But to be fair, Lies of P does look like a true-to-form version of From Software's established blueprint. Owing to a recent combat deep dive, we know Lies of P's action will be intricate, intense, and deeply customizable. Each facet of Lies of P's combat will be discussed later in this feature. At this stage, Lies of P is set to be a wholly single-player experience, with players guiding Pinocchio through the atmospheric story completely solo. Set within a poisoned city. You probably already know Neowiz have chosen the Belle Epoque-era city of Krat as the setting for Lies of P. If you didn't, the main thing to understand is this once ostentatious city is now crumbling under disorder following the collapse of its once thriving puppet industry, with its remaining inhabitants poisoned by madness and bloodlust. Despite its frequent breathtaking beauty, Krat harbors a terrifying underbelly. Lies of P is not labeled as a horror game per se, but the dark, ominous undertone of its enrapturing environment certainly place it in the ballpark of horror. Narrative focused on uncovering a web of lies. Awaking in a desolate train station before embarking on a dangerous quest to become a real man whilst discovering the whereabouts of his creator Geppetto, P finds himself already tangled in a web of lies. This doesn't bode well for the NPCs P meets along the way. Guiding Light Sophia, Technician Eugenie, Vinigni, the genius inventor. Can these people be trusted? There's only one way to find out. P must unravel theirs and other NPCs' backstory to reveal Krat's secrets. Choice-based character development. Throughout P's odyssey, he'll be confronted with choices. Should he lie to provide comfort and support to others, or tell the truth? Straddling the lines of honesty will play a key part in P's development, with the choices he makes determining whether he's more puppet or human. Multiple endings are possible too, depending on the path P chooses to forge. Weapons deconstructed to blades and handles. All in all, there are 12 distinct weapons in Lies of P, each with their own exclusive motions and attributes. These weapons can be disassembled into blades and handles, and then recombined to craft new weaponry in any way P sees fit. Blades exhibit offensive skills, with handles focusing on defense, and there will be hundreds of possible combinations, each with their own appearance, attack motion, and performance to suit whatever playstyle the player wants or specific opponents they encounter. The Legion Arm. An important combat feature in Lies of P is P's Legion Arm, essentially an augmentable prosthetic arm which the player can load with skills, weapons, and upgrades, with its capability enhanced by modification. Plus, special abilities can be unleashed by depleting the Legion Gauge, a unique MP that's replenished by consuming specific items or resting at a Stargazer checkpoint. The Legion arm is set to provide a diverse, enveloping combat experience, distinct from most action RPGs. Weapon durability a key focus. P's weapon durability is a key feature players must focus on throughout their journey through Lies of P, as it decreases every time P casts an attack or blocks a blow from a hostile enemy. This means that weapons will need to be repaired from time to time, else they won't exhibit adequate performance to overcome an especially powerful foe. Thankfully, P comes equipped with a grinder on his person, which he can use at his leisure to repair a weapon's durability on the fly. FABLE Arts. FABLE Arts are special combat skills that can be casted by consuming a weapon's FABLE slots, bound to either its blade or handle, making them essentially Lies of P's version of rechargeable special moves, similar to Elden Ring's Ashes of War. These FABLE slots, available in offensive and defensive varieties, are charged during combat, and can be replenished in specific ways, such as via consuming certain items or by unlocking passive skills in Lies of P's skill tree, the P Organ. P Organ is Lies of P's upgradable skill tree. The P Organ is a web of upgrades which players can add to their character, utilizing in-game currency quartz to optimize P with a raft of distinct upgrades. Once slots in the P Organ are unlocked, they'll reveal a deeper set of synergy effects too, taking players deeper towards the type of character they're wanting to create. Groggy Stun Mechanic. Groggy is ostensibly Lies of P's enemy stun mechanic, allowing P to inaugurate stiffness on enemies throughout an attack. Once an enemy's HP bar begins to glow, they're now susceptible to grogginess and can be struck down into full-on immobility. Once an enemy falls under the spell of grogginess, P can unleash a fatal attack, dealing an immense amount of damage in an eye-catching display to stylishly finish off foes. Guarding another key combat mechanic. Oftentimes, an enemy blow cannot be evaded. Instead, P will be expected to guard, and to guard well. Guarding depletes P's stamina, but it reduces the damage he takes at the hand of an enemy. On the flip side, any damage taken when guarding will be transferred to Guard Regain, which works to restore P's overall health. For those looking for the ultimate test of defensive reflexes, P can deploy a perfect guard, which, when timed precisely, will negate any damage received whatsoever. Spectres can help during tricky boss encounters. Of course, with this being a Souls-like experience, you can expect to come face to face with a host of tricky opponents. There are dangerous monsters lurking around every crevasse of Krat, with bone-chilling boss battles periodically lying in wait. Should P face up to a particularly difficult boss, then there are optional spectres which can be summoned to assist with the battle, accessible before the boss battle begins. An extensive wardrobe awaits. Throughout Lies of P, players can obtain a host of unique costumes to constantly exude style. As a pre-order bonus, there are a handful of exclusive costumes included too. Releasing September 19th. Lies of P is set to launch on September 19th. It'll be available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. Another pre-order bonus, in addition to those exclusive costumes, is access to the game 72 hours early. Plus, worth pointing out is there is a Lies of P demo available to play for free right now. And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request before we conclude though. We upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.